check. 1, 2. This is the Chu Down Show with Chuy Gomez. Chuy Gomez.
Let's get started, shall we?
Yeah, yeah.
Building, and we're talking to JPZ today, man. JPZ.
Yes, sir.
Good to meet you, my brother.
Likewise,
Hey,
likewise.
man. Yes. Now you've been out here putting in work, man. But let's take it back. What first put you on the map, man? What you think? I know that you've been doing this and you love doing what you're doing, but what put you on people's radar?
As far as out here, for me, would have been E40, straight out the dirt. Yo Gotti, NBA YoungBoy was a big moment for me. Actually, the first person that I actually even knew in the Bay Area was E40. So just being on Instagram, posting beats on Instagram,
And that's how you got his attention?
Yeah, that's how I met
Really?
E40, yeah.
Crazy. So,
Yep.
folks, if you're out there producing beats, man, shop them around. Let people hear them, because
That's
some of the
right.
biggest misconception, I think, when you guys are producers and you make beats,
Yeah.
you're scared somebody's going to jack your stuff.
Right,
And so
right,
you don't want to put it out there. You want to put it out there, but you're hesitant.
right.
That didn't scare you when you was putting out beats and you were showing them off, or were you just DMing them beats? Or
No,
you
it
posting
did.
them?
It did. I was super hesitant.
Right.
And the crazy part about it was I was really reluctant as far as like the Instagram thing.
Right.
But so like my nephews, they're younger. They're from the social media generation. And they were encouraging me. Like I almost quit. One of my nephews got killed. I spent a lot of time reflecting and just questioning music in general. But my other nephews were telling me, like, you got to get on social media. You got to use hashtags. This was back when hashtags was really still
was really a thing.
were working.
Right.
And so I was super reluctant. Copyright issues, didn't like being on camera. And the crazy part about it was the first time that I turned the camera around and used hashtags and played one of my beats, like despite myself, like E40 started following me. I didn't even know how to work Instagram yet. I had to follow him back. I didn't know what a blue check mark was, any of that. This is 7-8 years ago. I know now.
Right.
But yeah, man. Yeah. So
it's
I was reluctant.
amazing, man. So when you're out there and then you start putting yourself out there and then you get the attention and the E40, what does that do for your ego?
Ah, man, hyperinflates it.
Right?
But it didn't. For me, it didn't. It didn't happen like that for me either. It took me. I was consistent because he started following me, but I didn't follow up for a couple days. And a friend of mine was like, "This is the opportunity of a lifetime. You specialize in Bay Area sound and my beats. That's your favorite shit. That's how you got his attention." He said, "You got to keep going." So I tagged him in 3 beats a day for about a month until he DM'd me. And then I started sending him to his email. We talked on the phone, but it was a couple months. It was hard work, 40's gonna make you earn it. That's for sure.
So as a guy from Kansas City, you say you specialize in the mob Bay Area beats.
Yeah.
What were you listening to before you started producing? Were you a fan of the Bay Area already?
Oh yeah. My mom's got a VHS tape of me dancing in the mall to MC Hammer.
Wow.
When I was probably like, I'm dating myself, but I was 6 or 7 years old. So yeah, like I loved MC Hammer when I was a kid. And then later, Too Short, The Click, 40, Dilla, Mac Dre, Richie Rich, 415,
So when you started coming out here, at what point did you decide, I'm going to make the Bay Area my home? Being from Kansas City, is this where you felt you could get more out of music?
Yeah, definitely more opportunity, but I just loved it. The culture, the culture is very similar to Kansas City. The slang, the cars. It was like Kansas City on a bigger level. So I felt at home. But just like the weather, the food, the women, the weed. It was, probably the second or third time I came out here, I was like, oh yeah, I'm moving.
So fast forward now, you're making beats. You collaborate with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Who was the person that you got a chance to connect with that just was, for you, very rewarding?
That's a great question. Recently I did a project with Tech Nine from Kansas City. So being from Kansas City, Tech's the biggest thing we got, So to be able to do a whole project with him, and then we did a song with Lil Wayne, and I loved Cash Money growing up. So Wayne and I are similar in age. I think Wayne's a year older than me. So I grew up with Lil Wayne. He was like Michael Jackson for us. So we recently did a song called Yoda. It's on the album 5816 Forest. We shot a video. I got to meet him. I got to hang out with him. So not only did I get to make music with Tech, but also with Wayne and meet him and do the whole visual and everything. So super rewarding. It's almost surreal.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
So now let's go talk about you and not Lil Wayne, but you and Tech Nine, because he is from Kansas City.
Yes, sir.
And you grew up listening to him.
Yeah.
And now being able to rub elbows and parlay it. And what questions do you have for him when you first? Because there's got to be questions.
Yeah, definitely.
What did you ask him that you had been dying to ask? As a fan, as a producer, as a businessman, what was that one question that you needed to get off your chest?
Man, I don't know if I had one.
I'm sure there was many.
More so what I ask people, because I ask, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? And if you know anything about Tech and his business partner Travis and Strange Music, they pretty much have built the largest independent business model in the game.
Well, you got to applaud him because he does his own concerts, his own merch.
Yep.
He's got his own vehicles.
Yep.
So he does everything. He's self-contained, and you got to love that about him.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the question, though. What did you want to ask him? What did you want to learn from him?
Man, I really just wanted to know how he did it. And it's never that simple.
No.
It's never that simple. But one thing Tech did tell me is, he was in several deals before he partnered with Travis and did his independent thing. He was signed with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and then later QD3, Quincy Jones' son.
Right.
And both they didn't know.
Thank you, man. Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
I don't know if you guys need something.
Thank you, brother. They didn't know how to market him. They didn't know what to do with. This looks great, by the way. This looks great. They didn't know what to do with him, and so I think. Let me get back to the question. I asked him how he did it, and he said it takes money. It takes money. It takes a machine, and to be able to meet Travis and really see behind the scenes of what they set up was incredible. So the question was for me, which I ask everybody and anybody that knows me, I'm an inquisitive mind. How did you do it? Because I want to figure out, what it takes. But in order to get that machine off the ground, it took money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you yourself, what does that inspire you to do now or change as you attack this game? Because it is a business.
Yes.
At the end of the day, as much as you love it, and we tell people, I would do this for free, but we don't do it for free because it is a business, and you want to make sure you get your paper because it's your talent.
Right.
So what have you done or changed since then?
So my whole goals based on working with Strange changed because I was really hoping to find a deal, get signed, the music dream everybody has, right? But when you understand it, like what a lot of the game that I got from Tech and that I was able to get from 40 and Bila is this independent and ownership is the route, especially in the streaming era. And for me, what I understood about myself is I'm what you call a 100%er because I mix, master, produce, write, rap, sing, shoot my own videos. So I can keep my overhead super low and I can be profitable by putting my music out independently because I do it all myself. It costs me nothing. So I think the biggest thing that I was able to learn from them was independence and ownership of your masters is everything. It's everything because you're in control of, I learned the business, right? Your intellectual property, what you guys are doing, you're creative. And so not only are you in control of it and you're getting the money, you get to decide when it comes out. You get to decide what to shoot a video to, what to put your money behind.
Right. You have to see what the company wants to do in regards to what they think is the next single.
Yeah.
It's whatever you're feeling or you're vibing and you're seeing response to. It's that was not a song that I expected to do what it's doing now, even though I got Tech Nine and Lil Wayne. That ain't the hottest one I got.
Right.
Believe it or not. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's crazy. And that's the beautiful thing that you come to that realization
Yeah.
and have made that happen for yourself.
Yeah, man.
So what do you see yourself doing in the next, 5 years that you want to attack?
So for me, it's I'm pushing my issue as an artist. I've been a producer and a songwriter behind the scenes. So not only did I produce a lot of those songs, I featured on them, or I wrote hooks, or So my thing right now has been pushing my music as an artist because I own 100% of my masters.
Mm-hmm.
So my growth as an artist through producing for all these legends and meeting them and soaking up the game. Now I'm going to attack the game as an artist and with ownership.
Ownership.
Where I'm just getting publishing and producer advances. Now I can own my whole. I already own the whole infrastructure, but now I own the whole product. I did before. I've been releasing music and putting out music, but I really didn't understand how much that was worth
Right.
and the consistency. Because I'd be in my head about it. Oh, the mix ain't right. Oh, this, that,
Right.
And now that I've been releasing it and doing this, like I'm landing on the radio. I'm landing major placements off of my mixes, off of my masters. I'm on Apple Music playlists. I'm on radio stations all across the country based on my mixes. So I'm like, okay, now I just need to be consistent.
That's it.
In releasing.
Keep putting out music.
Because it's like Rich the Factor from Kansas City. He has a saying. It's called intellectual property monopoly. And each one of those pieces of content that you're releasing, I'm sure you know this, is a piece of property in the metaverse. You're uploading it, and you don't know that could turn into that hotel on Broadway.
You really don't know.
One of those songs might, and
Right.
it might not be how you think. It might end up with a sync license in a big movie, and you blow up. Or you might
Right.
get it in a commercial,
Mm-hmm.
or it might just be you have 1,000 songs that do thousands of,
Or you have that one that's got the crazy hook, and all of a sudden you're the hottest thing on TikTok because they're doing dances to the little hook.
Yeah.
And you never know.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this, is if you keep putting out stuff, you never know where it's going to take you. So my
Right.
question to you is going to be, do you want to place music in TV series and movies and commercials? Do you want to do that, or do you want that to happen organically?
Yeah, I definitely do. My right now, what I've been learning is the visual side of it. All this, the lights, the camera, which I've toyed with, but now I've really been honing in on mastering the craft of presenting the whole thing. Because nowadays it's about content.
Three-dimensional.
Yeah, it's about content. People want the whole experience. They want to get to know you. They want to see you. And I want to tell stories. I've always told the stories through my music and my visual artwork, but I want to, one thing I want to do is produce documentaries about hip hop in the underserved areas of hip hop, like Kansas City, like the Bay Area. The Bay Area's story in hip hop has really never been told like on a grand scale, visually, in a movie, or, like you think about New York, they had Crush Groove back in the day,
Right.
where all the major stars, all the early New York hip hop stars on Def Jam and whatever
Profiles, all that,
yeah, they were all showcased in this big and I don't think places like Kansas City or even Detroit or the Bay Area, Memphis right now is finally getting some shine.
Yeah.
But I'd like to visually document this stuff as well. So,
Well, I can't wait to see some of the stuff you're working on, man, because right now you're on fire. Folks is really tapping into you and your sound, and I think you found your sound, which is amazing, because sometimes it takes a while to find your sound.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So keep doing what you're doing, baby.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.